So 10 years ago, I was sitting overlooking this lake when I took 3 big hits of DMT. The entire sky became an enormous kaleidoscope, and at the centre of it was something that I still think about to this day. It looked like a blue energy with multiple arms connected to these huge cog-like fractals, and I had this overwhelming feeling that the whole universe was one giant interconnected machine, and this thing was sitting at the centre, turning the gears. And when I came back, I remember thinking that looked incredibly Hindu. And it turns out experiences like this aren't unusual. In 2022, researchers analysed 3,778 DMT trip reports, and almost half involved encounters with entities, including aliens, spirits, demons, elves, and gods. And among them was a significant portion of Hindu figures, including Shiva, Kali, Ganesh, Indra, and Shakti. So why did this happen? One explanation is cultural. We've all absorbed religious imagery throughout our lives, and when DMT completely scrambles normal perception, the brain might reach for familiar symbols to make sense of something incomprehensible. But there's another interesting possibility. Psychedelics reliably produce fractals, symmetry, and repeating geometric patterns, and Hindu art is full of similar forms. Gods with multiple arms and faces, radiant geometry, mandalas, and beings that seem to contain or control the entire universe. So it posits the question, were ancient Hindus themselves using psychedelics? The ancient Vedic texts repeatedly describe a mysterious sacred substance called soma, which was consumed in religious rituals and praised for producing extraordinary states of consciousness. Now, nobody knows for certain what soma actually was. Some researchers have proposed psychoactive plants or fungi, while others think it may not have been psychedelic at all. But psychedelics aren't really necessary to make the connection anyway. Indian spiritual traditions developed incredibly sophisticated ways of altering consciousness without drugs, through meditation, breathwork, fasting, chanting, sensory withdrawal, and prolonged contemplation. So it's possible that psychedelic users and ancient mystics were simply finding different routes into some of the same unusual states of mind. And that becomes even more interesting when you look at the philosophical similarities. Psychedelic experiences of ego dissolution, interconnectedness, and becoming one with everything can sound remarkably similar to ideas Indian mystics have been exploring for thousands of years. So none of this proves you're actually meeting Shiva on DMT, but it does raise the fascinating question that why, when ordinary reality falls apart, can what we see and experience look so much like the worlds that mystics have been describing for thousands of years? Are we glimpsing a deeper or more fundamental layer of reality? You can read the full article by clicking the link in my bio, where you can also sign up to my newsletter for the stuff that I can't share here.